Thank you for joining me for a mindfulness practice. I'd like to share a practice with you today called the S.T.O.P practice. S.T.O.P is an acronym. S stands for stop or come to stillness. T is take a breath. O, observe. And P, proceed. And I'd like to tell you a story about a time that I used this practice. Several years ago, I had the good fortune to go to Mexico. We were invited by some friends, and my husband and I went together, and it was really lovely. And we were walking down this beautiful white sandy beach. We were looking out into the ocean, and the stingrays were flying up in the air and landing. And I noticed that I was lost in thought and trying to solve a problem of something that I was kind of imagining about in the future, and I was not paying attention in the present moment. So I literally stopped. I noticed that I was lost in thought. I knew my surroundings were amazing, and I stopped. And I did this practice for 2 minutes, and it really connected me to the present moment. So you might think to yourself, well, yeah, that's great. You can be present when things are really nice and lovely and you're walking down a beach in Mexico, but what about right now? Well, the same things apply. We can often get lost in thought, catastrophizing, perseverating, planning, worst case scenario, being afraid. Many things can be happening in our minds, and we can stop and we can pay attention to what's here right now in this present moment. And it can help us to find more ease, more peace, more balance. But don't take my word for it. Let's see for yourself how this feels for you. With that in mind, let's start or begin a stop practice. Stop, come to stillness. You can do this practice sitting or standing, in a chair, at your dining room table, on a sofa, lying down in bed, standing, waiting for the grocery store to open, anytime. Stop, come to stillness. If you notice that there's uncomfortable sensations or adjustments that need to be made in your body, take a moment to make those adjustments. And then come to stillness. The T of the stop practice stands for take a breath. So we are always breathing. The breath is a good present moment anchor because we always have it with us. But this invitation is to take a mindful breath, to be aware of the fact that you're breathing. It doesn't need to be a special breath. It doesn't need to be deeper or slower. It can be just as it is. The mind may very well wander as you direct your attention to the breath, and that's okay. If you notice that happening, redirect your attention right back to your breath. The O of the stop practice stands for observe, and we will momentarily, systematically observe what's happening for us in our inner landscape, in the outer surroundings with mindfulness. We'll start with observing your physical body. You might notice areas of tension, fatigue, comfort, discomfort, warmth or coolness. And you don't need to achieve any specific state, simply shining the light of awareness onto the physical sensations that are arising moment to moment in your body. What's here? Another aspect of our present moment being our thoughts in our mind. So observing thoughts that you're noticing, they may be very predominant, they may be very domineering in your thought process right now, and see if you can sort of take this neutral stance and observe thoughts. One way to work with this is to have this sense of curiosity. I wonder what thought's going to come up next. And now, shifting attention to observe emotional tones that may be present. So a lot of times we feel these emotions in our body. We might feel sadness in our heart or worry in our stomach. And so this might be new to you and it might seem a little obscure, and that's okay. We're practicing. So see if you can kind of identify or sense and feel into emotional tones that are here. So we don't need to change or fix the present moment right now. We can be with. So there might be, I feel a little sad. Sadness is here. Or joy. Or I'm not quite sure. I feel confused. So opening to this variety and this flow of emotional tones that may be arising. And again, the mind may wander. And if you notice that happening, come back to the body sitting here, observing emotions. So emotions and thoughts and sensations are the inner landscape, so to speak, and we're also part of this bigger environment. So we can also observe turning toward other things that are surrounding you. You might notice sounds that are arising. You might notice a temperature in the room or wherever you happen to be sitting or standing. You could even look around and notice your surroundings, observing what's around you. This can be helpful for some people and it can be distracting sometimes too. So if you would prefer to be, if you're in a quiet place, to keep your eyes closed, that's an option as well. So again, we're not trying to change or fix or to contrive anything, but to acknowledge what's true for you in this moment. See if you can take a friendly stance, even if it's something that you don't want to have happening right now. So maybe there's discomfort in the body. You can kind of open to that. What's here and how does it feel? And the P of the STOP practice stands for proceed. So this is an opportunity for us to step back into whatever activity we were doing with a bit more connection, with more understanding, with more awareness of how we are right now, with awareness of our breath and our body, our emotions, our thoughts.